Hi dear Capricorns, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about the transits that we're going to have in the month of August. We have quite a busy month ahead of us because there will be two full moons this month. It is very rare. Normally we have only one full moon per month, but this time we have two, one at the very beginning and one at the very end. Plus Venus is going to be retrograde the entire month. Okay, so first I'm going to start talking about the major transits. Recently the nodes changed signs and they entered your 4th and 10th houses. This is important. And also, right after they entered the Aries and Libra signs, they started making a square to Pluto in your sign on the 29th degree of Capricorn. Remember, Pluto recently re-entered your sign, and so the 29th degree is a very critical degree. I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone seems to be on the edge. Like everything seems to be on the final throes, or like a sense of urgency to finish things. Yeah, it's something feels like it's gonna end and like something new is gonna start. That's the energy of the 29th degree. Yeah, and the involvement of the nodes, which are karmic, very karmic. Yeah, it is also emphasizing that energy. Now, the good thing about the nodes in Aries and Libra is that they will bring eclipses to your 4th and 10th houses. So Capricorns, in the next year and a half, a lot of you are either going to move or switch careers, make changes in your careers. Yeah, or you might have to move because of your career, because you get promotion in your career. Yeah, so big changes in that area of your life, career and home, family. Okay. Next, Neptune. Neptune is in your 3rd house. It has been in there for 12 years now, and it has 2 more years to spend in that house, in your house of communications, your siblings. Next, right now, Saturn is also, your ruling planet is also in the 3rd house, in the sign of Pisces. So, dear Capricorns, do you feel like it's been hard for you to express your thoughts? Because the 3rd house rules communication, and Saturn, as you know, it's like restriction. Maybe it's harder to choose the right words to express. Yeah, it can feel that way. uh, Next, Uranus is shaking things up in your 5th house. 5th house is a house of romance, fun, leisure, creative self-expression. Okay, and so right now you have Uranus in there. I mean, it has been in there since early 2019, so it has probably been making you have fun in an unconventional new way, maybe. So or maybe you are dating dating people you've never dated before, like you never thought you would date. Yeah, so because Uranus makes you try new things. Yeah. Also, along with Uranus, you also got Jupiter in your 5th house. The presence of those two big planets in your house of fun can be a good time for having fun, having a nice vacation, memorable vacation somewhere. Yeah, and Jupiter is in there until next May, so you have plenty of time to go on such a dreamy vacation, Capricorns. What else? I mentioned Saturn, so now let's talk about the transits. On the very first day of August, we have that full moon in Aquarius on the 9th degree of Aquarius. So Capricorns, those of you who have planets around that degree, like let's say your Venus, your moon, your rising sign around that degree, then you are going to feel this the most. But for other Capricorns, and generally, this full moon illuminates your financial houses. So the full moon itself is going to be in your house of income, the money that you earn by yourself, and then the sun will be in your house of shared resources, your partner's money, or the house of loans, credit cards. Okay, so real financial houses, they will be illuminated. So you will be dealing with some financial matters around this full moon. Another thing about this full moon is that it's going to be the luminaries are going to be making a square to Jupiter. So there's a T-square, the red triangle in the sky, involving Jupiter. And the thing about Jupiter is that it tends to go overboard. Jupiter doesn't know when to stop or how to discriminate. When it touches something good, it makes it big, it magnifies it. When it touches something bad, it makes it big. Jupiter just doesn't know. And so when it is involved in a full moon, It can make full moon matters over the top. Emotions will be over the top, and plus Leo, the sun is in Leo, so it is a pretty dramatic sign. So I feel like people are gonna be dramatically emotional at this full moon. So Capricorns, I know you guys don't like crybabies, but beware. Be patient with yourself and with others, okay, at this full moon. The effects of the full moon are gonna last 4 days plus or minus. Yeah. So it should oh wait, also I also forgot to mention Mercury and Mars in Virgo are going to be making an opposition to Saturn in Pisces. Mercury is thoughts, Mars is aggression, so our thoughts can be aggressive and pessimistic because of the Saturn. And so please watch out. People are not only going to be like emotional, you yourself might be emotional and also pessimistic. Okay, please watch out. Please remember that this is temporary. Don't be too pessimistic. After that, thankfully, we don't have many things going on in the skies. And then on August 8th, we have the last quarter moon. Now, the last quarter moons are not really super significant, but they mark the start of a week before the new moon. And so it is a good week to wrap things up, to finish things up that started with the new moon in Cancer in July. Okay, allow yourself to rest, get energy, get ready for the things that will happen with the new moon in Leo on August 16th. Another thing that you can do is prepare things for the new moon, get ready for the new moon. So like last time when the last quarter moon week started, like I was collecting documents throughout the week. I was collecting documents, filling out the application, and so 2 days before the new moon I mailed them. So by the time the new moon occurred, they received my documents and my application. So that is what you can do as well. So, but please don't waste energy trying to start anything new the week before the new moon. It's gonna be pointless. Yeah. So just allow yourself to rest and relax without feeling guilty. I know Capricorns, you guys are workaholics, but allow yourself to relax. So on August 13th, there's going to be a conjunction of Venus retrograde and the Sun on the 20th degree of Leo. This is happening in your 8th house. 8th house is a house of shared resources. It's the financial house. Remember in my Venus retrograde video, I mentioned that this retrograde is about finances for Capricorns. Yeah, so this conjunction of the Sun and Venus marks the start of a new chapter in your finances, in your shared resources. Yeah, because this conjunction, especially with Venus retrograde, doesn't happen often. It happens only once every 88 years. Yeah, once every 8 years. Normally, when Venus is direct, Venus is on the other side of the Sun, right? Or is like on sides. But when it's conjunct, it is super close to Earth. So on August 13th, try to think about your Venus matters, like the financial matters, okay? I mean, even if you don't try it, without even realizing it, you will come to some sort of understanding, clarity, maybe some decision will be made, yeah, after August 13th. And so also the conjunction of the Sun and Venus retrograde marks the beginning of a new phase for Venus, because for the past 9 months, Venus has been an evening star. We could see her after the sunset in the evening sky, but now after this conjunction she's gonna re-emerge as a morning star, and so we will be able to see her very early in the morning, just before the sunrise. Yeah, so a new phase in your finances, Capricorns. Please try to observe what happens. Next, on August 16th, there will be a new moon in Leo on the 23rd degree of Leo. Again, your finances, financial house. So August is a very financial month for you, Capricorns. So this new moon is gonna bring some news, I guess, regarding financial matters, some sort of decisions, announcements will be made around this new moon. Yeah, so those of you who applied for a loan, maybe you will receive the news about the decision of the bank around this time. Yeah. Now the thing is, both of the luminaries will be making a square to Uranus in Taurus, and it's an exact square, so it's very strong. And Uranus, as you guys know, it's the planet of unpredictability and surprises. It rules lightnings, so it's going to be like sudden changes. I mean, sorry to say that, but it might bring surprises. Okay, but I hope the involvement of Venus, because Venus will be close to the luminaries, the involvement of Venus will make those surprises pleasant. Venus is a very pleasant planet, so she will lend a graceful hand. I don't know if that's the right expression. English is not my native language, so I apologize for that. Yeah, so Venus will be like a saving grace. Another interesting thing on that new moon day, actually, there will be a kite aspect in the sky. So remember how I talked about the Mercury and Mars in Virgo? They will be making an opposition to Neptune in Pisces, but we have Uranus and Saturn. Uranus and Saturn in Earth. No, Pluto in Earth signs. So they are friendly with both Pisces and Virgo. So they will be acting as mediators because they are friends with both. Yeah, so it should be interesting. This new moon is interesting. Next, on August 21st, there will be an exact square between Venus in Leo and Jupiter in Taurus. Now, normally squares are tense. They bring challenges, but in this case, the planets that are involved are benefics. Both Venus and Jupiter are harmless planets, so to speak. They are not like bad planets. And so, even when they're involved in like a square, it might mean something like overspending. Yeah, because Venus is finances and Jupiter is optimism, overdoing things. So you might overspend, and especially because Venus is retrograde. When Venus is retrograde, our self-confidence is at a low point. We don't feel good about ourselves. So in order to feel good about ourselves, we might go on shopping spree, splurge. But I would advise against that. And Capricorns, you know how to control yourself, so this should be easy for you. Like, please don't buy new clothes at this time, because Venus rules fashion. And when she's invisible, the clothes that you buy, you're not gonna like them when Venus turns direct. You're gonna regret it. Okay? So if you do want to feel good about yourself, I would suggest spending it on experiences rather than on material things when Venus is square Jupiter. Okay? So after that, on August 23rd, the Sun is gonna enter Virgo. So the Sun is gonna leave your financial 8th house, and it's gonna enter your fun 9th house, the house of traveling, faraway lands, higher education, what else? Foreigners, yeah. And on the same day that Sun enters Virgo, Mercury is gonna station retrograde in your 9th house. So Mercury retrogrades, as you guys know, are famous for causing miscommunications, misunderstandings. So please make sure you read your emails twice before you send it. Make sure you attach the file to that email. Make sure make sure you send the mail to the correct address. Make sure other people understand exactly what you're saying, or make sure you understood what they're saying. Okay, so it's good to double check and read the fine print when Mercury is retrograde. And so Mercury is gonna be retrograde for a month, from August 23rd until September 22nd. And Mercury is at its peak confusing phase right when it turns retrograde and when it's about to turn direct. Yeah, so please be aware of that. Mark your calendars. And another thing about Mercury retrograde is that it is not a good time to buy electronics. I know August is a time when we are getting ready to go back to school. A lot of people buy new laptops or new phones or some other electronics, but Capricorns, please make sure you keep the receipt or buy an insurance for your electronics, because if you do buy during Mercury retrograde, it is highly likely that there is going to be some sort of glitch with that thing. Maybe not right away, but maybe later on. Yes. What you can do is you can buy electronics in early August. That's when Mercury is still direct and in its pre-shadow phase. I should have written when the shadow phase begins, but anyway, yeah, early August is good. And still, just keep the receipt or buy an insurance with it. So on August 27th, Mars is going to enter Libra until October 12th. So it's going to enter your house of career. So lots of activity at work, because Mars is energy. Go, 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 do, like hurry up. Like Mars is such a planet, so there will be lots of activity at work, I believe. until October 12th. Next, on August 28th, Uranus stations retrograde until January 27th, 2024. Yeah. Well, Uranus is a faraway planet. It's not a personal planet. We barely feel it when it's retrograde, because it's retrograde every year for like half of the year. Yeah. But we're still going to be doing like the revision and the reflection stuff about Uranus matters in your fifth house, but it's going to be very subtle. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this retrograde is that it's going to join Venus, Mercury, Uranus itself, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. 6 planets will be retrograde by the end of August. Like, that's like more than half of the solar system. I mean, like the planets in the solar system. There are like 10, right? If we count the moon and the sun. But anyway, more than half of the sky, half of the planets will be retrograde. That's a lot. It's gonna feel like we are moving in like slow motion. I mean, it's not gonna really be that way, but that's how it's going to feel. Or imagine like trying to run when you're like this deep in water, underwater running. It's exhausting, isn't it? So that's how it's going to feel. So don't waste energy trying to start anything new in August. Because all of those retrograde energies are going to make the progress frustratingly slow. And plus, Venus is retrograde, so it's not a good time to start a new business. Why do we do business? We do business to make money, and Venus rules money. So why would you want an invisible or weak Venus in the DNA of your business? Yeah, so wait until October. Even September, like September, Venus turns direct, but it's not a good time because it's still gonna be in the shadow phase. Wait until October to start a new business. Yeah, and so as I said, all those retrograde planets are gonna make the progress slow, but use that energy to make adjustments, to make changes to the things that are already in progress. Okay, it is an excellent time for that. So yeah, next on August 30th we have the second full moon at the very end of the month in Pisces. So Pisces, for you, that is your third house. Third house is communications, sibling, short distance travel, your car, what else? Communication, as I said, expression, neighbors as well. Yeah. And the thing about this full moon is that it is making an as closely, tight conjunction to Saturn and Pisces in the early degrees of Pisces. So this creates an interesting energy because Pisces is a water sign. It's very emotional, very sensitive. And then Saturn, your ruling planet, it is the planet of control, restriction, like freezing. Saturn rules refrigerators. So yeah, I feel like even though we are going to be emotional, it's a full moon after all, we're going to be definitely emotional, but we're going to be able to control those emotions. So we're not going to be like all over the place emotionally like in the beginning of August. Yeah, so I feel like we will be able to control our emotions. So I feel like our emotions are going to be like snow. Snow is still water, right? But it's just frozen. So I feel like that's how it's going to feel on August 30th. So yeah, so communication, siblings, and faraway lands, higher education, learning. Okay, so those matters. That area of your life is lit up at the end of August. So dear Capricorns, and this is it for August for you guys. As I said, Venus is retrograde the entire month, so the entire month you are going to be dealing with financial stuff, finances, shared resources, loans. Okay, what else? Yeah, so as I said, it's not a good time to start anything new. Be ready, get ready for slow progress. Don't waste energy trying to start things at the end of August. Yeah, it's gonna feel like you're trying to push a rock up the mountain. Yeah, a lot of effort and like little reward. So instead use that time, the end of August, to get ready. Not get ready, to make adjustments for the things that are already in progress. And also Mercury will be retrograde, so be prepared for misunderstandings. Yeah. What else? So the nodes entered your 4th and 10th house. And so in October, there's going to be a solar eclipse in your 10th house. I wonder what that is going to bring for Capricorns. I hope it will bring some new pleasant news to your career matters. Okay? Those of you who will move, I hope you move to a pleasant place. Okay? And yes, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in September. Thank you for watching.